Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, kings and queens of the land. Good morning, the royals, the people who watch this channel. Good morning to the royals. Good morning, the royal house of Mkhonto Wesizwe. Good morning to the liberated zones of Africa. Good morning to Asim Goita of Mali. Good morning to um, Tiani, President Tiani of Niger. Good morning to Ibrahim Traore, President Captain President Ibrahim Traore. Good morning. Good morning to President Zuma, the liberated zone in South Africa. Good morning to KZN. And other things happening across the world. Other things happening across the world. Tesla reveal its third generation of robots, Optimus. Another era of another industrial revolution called the fourth industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution, it was when the human beings decided to kidnap each other. It was when the white people decided to kidnap black people to Europe and to America in order to become slaves to industrialize the Western countries. The first industrial revolution happened when black people were stolen from Africa and taken to America and Europe for the sake of working as slaves in the American industries and in the American homes. Human beings have never stopped a need for slaves. For human beings to thrive or the human beings to be able to succeed, you need human resources, which are slaves. Slavery was not a bad thing to happen. Africans had slaves in the ancient times. Africans used to have slaves in the ancient times. But the slave was as respected as the master. The slave was equally respected as the master. There was mutual respect between the master and the slaves. And the slave would become very successful, sometimes even more than the master, if the slave works harder. But the modern era saw the new kind of slavery where the slave must be, it's not on, uh, the slavery was not on common understanding. The first industrial revolution happened when the slaves were not in common understanding with the master. White people taking black people to industrialize Europe and America. Elon Musk have revealed sets of robots, which is going to revolutionize the fourth industrial revolution. The second industrial revolution happened um, with the steel age, the steel industrialization, where Andrew Carnegie became the main character. That was the second industrial revolution happening. The third industrial revolution happened So the fourth industrial the fourth industrial revolution happened. The second industrial revolution happened. It was the steel age, uh, when the slavery was abolished. The steel industry took over the economy of the world. It was the second industrial revolution. And then the third industrial revolution, it was the communication in the revolution, the cell phones, and the advent of the internet, the social media. That was the fourth industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution, the communication, which was the cell phone and the internet. The fourth industrial revolution now comes with the robots. It brings the robots into our houses, because human beings have never stopped the need for slaves. Human beings, if they want to thrive and be successful, they need human resources. Robots are to replace human resources. The only thing that the robots cannot do is feeling. The robots cannot feel, but they can do everything that human beings can do. So this is the fourth industrial revolution. Let me just share um, this video where Elon Musk was actually talking, and
Welcome. Welcome to the Wii Robot Party. So we have quite a show for you tonight. I think you're going to like it. As you can see, I just arrived in the Robotaxi, the cybercab. And there's 20 more where that came from. So they've been traveling. There's no people in them, as you can see. The car's just going by with no people. And we have 50 fully autonomous cars here tonight. So you'll see Model Ys and the cybercab, all driverless. You'll be able to take a ride in the cybercab. There's no steering wheel or pedals. So I hope this goes well. I think the cost of autonomous transport will be so low that you can think of it like individualized mass transit. The average cost of a bus per mile for a city, not the ticket price because that is subsidized, but the average price is about $1 a mile. Whereas the cost of cybercab, we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile. And price, including taxes and everything else, probably ends up being 30 or 40 cents a mile. So yes, and you will be able to buy one. Yes, exactly. And we expect the cost to be below $30,000. We do expect actually to start fully autonomous, unsupervised FSD in Texas and California next year. And that's with the Model 3 and Model Y. And then we expect to be in production with the cybercab, which is really highly optimized for autonomous transport in probably, well, I tend to be a little optimistic with timeframes, but in 2026. So, yeah, before 2027. Let me put it that way. When you get in, you'll see like it's really quite a wild experience to just be in a car with no steering wheel, no pedals, no controls, and it feels great. Something we're also doing is, and it's really high time we did this, is inductive charging. So the Robotaxi has no plug. It just goes over the inductive charger and charges. So yeah, it's kind of how it should be. Oh, and also, what happens if you need a vehicle that is bigger than a Model Y? The Robovan. The Robovan is we're going to make this, and it's going to look like that. Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That'd be sick. So this can carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. So you can configure it for goods transport within a city, or transport of up to 20 people at a time. So this is gonna, the Robovan is what's gonna solve for high density. So if you want to take a sports team somewhere, or you're looking to really get the cost of travel down to, I don't know, 5-10 cents a mile, then you can use the Robovan. Some people call it the Robovan, but speaking of robots, so everything we've developed for our cars, the batteries, power electronics, the advanced motors, gearboxes, the software, the AI inference computer, it all actually applies to a humanoid robot. So the same techniques it's just a robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress with the Optimus. And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you could have your own personal R2-D2 C3PO. And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than a car, is my prediction, long term. Now, it'll take us a minute to get to the long term, but fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it do? It'll basically do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks, whatever you can think of, it will do. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind.
The biggest product ever of any kind. That's what he says, Elon Musk. We robot. Yes, that's what has been revealed. That is what has been revealed. The robot car which can the robot car which can transport people from one place to another. These are solar powered cars. These are like electrical cars. This is what is coming. Um, this is what is coming. This is what is coming to. This is inevitable. So those who want to get into understanding the fourth industrial revolution, this is something not to be ignorant of. This is very important. The robots have been deployed. Human robots are already deployed. The robots can even clean your house. It can cook. It's a human slave. The robot can be a human slave. It can do all the tasks that humans do. It can even teach children. It can do anything that humans can do. So this tells us that human beings, the cost of living is going to be very, very less. It's going to be very, very cheaper. Everybody will be able to have access to things. The education system has already been rendered irrelevant. It has been rendered irrelevant by the fourth industrial revolution because what children are learning now, it has got nothing to do with what Elon Musk here is doing. All the education that you can get or all the education that you want, you can get in the internet without going to the school. And you can deploy robots to work for you, just like white people have deployed black people to be their slaves for years and years. This is another age, another industrialization age where all people, including black people, the black people are no more needed. for production. Black people are only needed now for consuming. They are not needed for production because the robots cannot consume. The robots cannot eat. The robots only need to be charged and be connected to Wi-Fi. So the human beings are needed by the white capital for consumption only. Uh, but the robots, in terms of work, the robots is going to do all the work that human beings have been doing. So while we are fighting for our freedom, we should be as well be aware that things are moving in the world to another era where um, humans will have different types of slaves. I just don't know about um, the control. These robots are autonomous. When we say the robots are autonomous, it means the robots can work independently. It can walk. It can. You can send it to the next door. I'm just not sure if people will not use these robots for dangerous things like murdering others, like stealing from other people, all of those things that people can do, which is wrong. And sometimes I just wonder what will happen if it can happen that you don't have electricity or you don't have a Wi-Fi connection. The robots are already here to assist human beings. They say in 2030 robots will be more intelligent than human beings because the robots have got access to information from different types of human beings. So by 2030, the robots would have achieved uh, the intelligence higher than an average human being because it would have gathered information from almost all types of human beings. So, uh, whether the person who owns the robots, like Elon Musk, who sells the robot, because he still has some sort of or some control on the robots, whether he cannot make the robots turn against you, that's another thing. To destroy others, that's another thing. But this is the what we have now. We've got slaves that human being can use. Human beings can now lazy around. Uh, we should know that all the people who are looking for jobs now, more jobs, more people will be laid off uh, in favor of the robots. Grants are going to be the order of the day. Uh, Money is not going to be important anymore. Money is not going to be important because, like, the resources, everybody will be able to have access to resources. The things are going to be as cheaper in a way because the robots are going to, a robot can work 24 hours. Unlike human beings who wants to work only 3 hours a day, the robots can carry on to work the whole day and the whole night. So the production will increase like dramatically. It will go to another level. Production, food production, or production of things that are needed for human survival or human consumption will be available for everybody. So it will be in high number. So because it will be in high number, everybody will almost be able to afford. So human beings will be allowed to rest, and the robots will be put to slave for human beings. Uh, and human beings are going to be only consumers of the products. Only consumers of the products. That's where the world is going. Tell me what you think about the third generation robots. Give me your opinion. Tell us if you think this is positive. Personally, I think it's a positive thing to happen. It will give a lot of time back to people, and a lot of time back to business people, especially black business people who really need people to work. I mean, it's very difficult for a black business to operate without slaves, because first you need uh, people who can work for you for free if you are still um, starting. Possible. Need to. That's why if you're starting a business, you need to work on the business on your own while you are starting, because you need slaves that can work for you for free um, while you are actually starting the business, because that's what is getting black people stuck in the same place. While you are still starting the business, you have to pay a salary. While the tree is still a little tree, it has to be eaten by the goats. Probably it will not be able to survive. So if we are given access to slaves, if the government would buy the robots and give access to the robots to black people, if the robots are still expensive, or black business at the moment, if the robots are still expensive, then black people will be able to run and be successful in their business ventures. No more saying I would buy a couple of Optimus. Yes, everybody wants a sleigh. Like, this will be a product which will be available in every home. Uh, he says it will be a product which will be like no other. It's a simple thing to have a robot in their house. It's a simple thing like to have more people need extra hand in the house. So if you've got robots that you can put maybe to take care of old person, a robot that you can keep to clean your house, it will save a lot of time for you. You will also deploy robots on computers to be able to do some work for you. So you will basically have the whole of your day back to you. You will have the rest of your day back to you. That's what is going to happen. I'm also excited about what is. So I'm also excited about the robots. I'm excited about having the slaves, uh, sort of like a human resource who can work for you for free. We all need such a thing for people to grow, for people to develop. The only thing is people will be more dependent on robots, and people will be more hooked to artificial life. The robots already, I mean, life will be, People will no longer have to travel anywhere. People will just be put into virtual reality on the internet. Elon Musk has already come up with a chip that they can put in your brain and connect you to the internet, connect your brain to the internet. You can They can switch on you from using your brain to using your brain through the chip or through the internet, giving instruction through the chip or from the internet. So it will help even from sick people. If you've got cancer in your body, it may not heal the cancer, but you will not feel the cancer, you will not feel the pain, because you will just be taken into a virtual reality somewhere to enjoy your life. But people will be highly controlled by the robots. People will be controlled by these things. Cell phones are already controlling people. So the robots will also control a lot of people. Instead of people controlling robots, the robots are going to start to control people, because people will become robots. It's not only the robots that we're going to buy from the shop. There will be other people who will make themselves robots by taking the chips into their brains or into their body, so that they stay connected to virtual reality. So there won't be any need to travel to an or to travel to a particular destination for holiday. There won't be any need to travel for a meeting, because you can just go into the internet and get into a virtual reality and be in a meeting. You can find yourself in a meeting in New York if you are in virtual reality. That's what is going to happen. And on the other side, robots doing all the work for the human beings having all the time in the planet. Uh, this will need sober people, because a lot of people who are hooked to the previous lifestyle of being busy for no reason. This is going to be very frustrating for a lot of people, because the robots are going to take their job. The robots are going to take their job. Now it won't be foreigners taking their jobs. Now it's real. It's the robot. You can't take it anywhere. This is real. It's happening. The robots are here to take your jobs. They are going to take your jobs, all of your jobs before 2030. All of our jobs will be replaced. There won't be a human teacher in the future. We will only have robot teachers, robot doctors, uh, a robot doctor that you can even buy and make it your doctor in your own house, a doctor in your own house, or even perform operations on you. You won't have to go to a doctor in a what. No, you can just buy a robot doctor, and the robot doctor who is capable of even performing a heart operation. You just give instruction, you sit in the table, the robot doctor performs the operation. That's where the world is going. Thank you very much for joining.